So today we are going to start the IUPAC nomenclature. Where IUPAC stand as a international union of pure and applied chemistry. International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry. So IUPAC told that if there is some common name of some compound, then that is commonly called the name. Like if we have some pet name and we have some official name. So there must be a pet name and official name of a compound. Pet name means the localized word where it has been extracted or it has been synthesized. What the localized called it and what it should have a name. There must be some rules to define the name. By that name it is known internationally. So IUPAC was one which told that how do we name them. Okay. Now IUPAC told that every name is been categorized into three parts. First is, last one is suffix. The middle one is word root. And the previous one is prefix, word root and suffix. Prefix is further classified to 2 degree and 1 degree. 2 degree means branched substituent. 1 degree means cyclo, bicyclo, spiro. 1 root means number of carbon in main chain. Suffix means suffix could be 1 degree suffix or 2 degree suffix and 2 degree suffix. 1 degree suffix means type of CC bond and 2 degree suffix is functional group. So that's how we overall define the naming of a compound. Branch substituent, 1 degree cyclo bicyclo, number of carbon in main chain, type of carbon bond, 2 degree functional group. Now overall name should be like 2 degree. Overall naming of functional group should be 2 degree suffix. Then first of all it should be 2 degree prefix, right? Two degree prefix. Then it should be 1 degree prefix. Then it should be word root. Then it should be 1 degree suffix. Then it should be 2 degree suffix. Okay. So that's how we overall define the name of a organic compounds. Now 2 degree prefix is also known as substituent. Now substituent, or we can say it is at the branched position. Substituent or branched position. So like you will later gonna more understand what does all these terms means when we gonna use them frequently, then you will be better know. Okay. So like NO2 suffix, we are talking about 2 degree prefix. First of all we will use like NO2, we call it as a nitro group. NO2 means we are calling it as a nitro. If we have X, we will call it as a halogen. Halogen is general term, but if we have F, we call it as a fluoro. If we have Cl, then we will call it as a chloro. If we have N double bond O, we will call it as a nitroso. If we have N3, we will call it as a azido or azo. If we have R, we will call it as a alkyl. If we have CH3, we will call it as a methyl group. If we have a C2H5, we will call it as a ethyl group. If we have a C5H7, we will call it as a propyl, means a general term alkane plus YL, alkyl, that we gonna use. Now if we talk about more substituent, means the substituent which are the side chain. If we have this functional group CH2, CH3, we will call it as a normal propyl group. If we have like CH3, CH and CH3, here it is CH. Okay, now it will call as a isopropyl. If we have CH3, CH2, 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 then it calls a normal butyl. Normal butyl, B. If we have like OR group, it will call as alkoxy. If we have like OCH3, we will call it as a methoxy. OC3H7, propoxy. C6H5, we will call it as a phenyl. Okay, and phenyl we will call it as a, if we have OC4H9, butoxy group. So that's how we use the substituent. Means we have seen what is our 2-degree prefix. If we have 2-degree prefixes, NO2, we will go nitro, azido, alkyl. Now we comes to the word root. We will later see what is 1-degree prefix. We're gonna later see it. But now we are going to focus what is word root. If the number of carbon chain in the main carbon chain, we're talking about word root. Word root means number of carbon in main carbon chain. Or we can say at a longest chain. Main carbon chain should be the longest one. So if we have 1 carbon, we will call it as a meth. If we have 2 carbon, we will call it as a eth. And we have like 3 carbon in the main chain, we will call it as a prop. We have 4 carbon in main chain, we will call it as a but. 5 carbon paint, 6 carbon hex, 7 carbon sept, 8 carbon oct, 9 carbon non, 10 carbon dec, 11 carbon undec, 12 carbon dodec, 13 carbon tridec. We have 20 carbon icose. If we have 21 hemicose. If we have 30 carbon tricont. If we have 40 carbon tetradec. So you will be actually using mostly 1, 2, 9 or 10 only. You will not very frequently use 13, 12. Okay, so if you can remember it, remember. But the most important are 1 to 10. Now if we talk about primary suffix, so what, again if we look at the diagram that we have drawn, we have seen what is 2-degree prefix. If we have seen the word root, the main number of carbon chain. Now we're gonna see primary suffix or 1-degree suffix. It shows about the nature of the bond present in the main carbon chain. So what is primary suffix? Primary suffix is CC bond in main carbon chain. Like if it is C single bond C, N, C double bond C, in, E N E, C triple bond C, C Y N E. So that's how we see the structure. What is the common structure that we derive the IUPAC name? So that's is the structure. Next we're gonna see the rules to name the compound.